Ladies and gentlemen, the Phoenix Suns are trash. No doubt about it. You see, last night they played the Houston Rockets, and it was a game where the Suns displayed how their season has gone within the entirety of the game. The first quarter, ladies and gentlemen, the Phoenix Suns were playing exactly how they had played for the entire season prior to the All-Star break. They played with heart, they played with grit, they played with determination, they played with hustle. They were playing fantastic, no doubt. But then you get to quarter two. You get to quarter three. You get to quarter four. And the Phoenix Suns were playing exactly how they've been playing since the All-Star break has ended, right? And that is no heart, no determination, no will to win, no grit, nothing. Nothing. And it is just, it's bizarre. It's bizarre, people. And, you know, I gave the Suns a little bit of, perhaps you could say, I was a little bit optimistic post-All-Star break when they weren't playing so well. Because, yeah, we didn't have Dillon Brooks, we didn't have Mark Williams. You know, maybe that's what went wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because they'd been healthy pretty much all year to that point, and we won games when they were healthy, and now they're back, and we're still playing like trash because guess what? All year, no matter who's been in the lineup or who ain't been in the lineup, it ain't mattered because the Phoenix Suns have had their will to win. We didn't have Jalen Green. We didn't have Jalen Green for a good portion of the season, pretty much all the season, really, up until the All-Star break. And we still found ways to win, ladies and gentlemen. It didn't matter who was in the lineup in October, November, December, January. Didn't matter. We were going to find a way to win, and if we didn't find a way to win, we were going to get pretty close. And since All-Star break in February and March, now in April, the Suns are not finding ways to win. They don't have that same passion. They don't have that same drive, it seems like. And maybe, just maybe, there's a problem with the coaching. You see, Jordan Knott, it's a tale of two stories, okay? Because first half of the season, he was playing great. Or coaching great, I should say. And in the second half of the season, not so much. And here's the thing about Jordan Knott, whether it's the first half or the second half of the season, I've always thought for the most part his end-of-game lineups have not been the best. A little bit questionable, some might say. I might say. But they've become especially atrocious and not very justifiable at this point in the season when you're losing games and when you just don't know how to get anything going, right? How many times can you beat a dead horse before you realize it's dead? Well, if you're Jordan Knott, a lot of times is the answer, because last night in the Houston Rockets game, no matter, when things weren't going the Suns' way, he just wasn't making changes. It wasn't going to happen. You weren't going to see it. And it's really perplexing, because we were playing the Rockets, and this is one game, but it's a great example of how the last few months for the Suns have gone. We're playing the Rockets. They're outplaying us in a lot of ways. And Jordan Knott's just not making the rotations. He's sticking with the guys he's sticking with. And we're not really making very many changes. And, in a game against the Houston Rockets where they're very, very tall players, very physical players, great rebounding. I think they're, first in offensive rebounds in the NBA this season. And you know what? We don't have guys in there that are going to go get boards. We got all those guys on the bench. You know what I'm saying? Rasheer Fleming, Kaman Malawach, who's played great. Rasheer Fleming and Kaman Malawach both played great. Ryan Dunn, who's played some of his best basketball actually since the All-Star break, but his opportunities for whatever reason have become fewer and farther in between to really get a lot of minutes in the games. And we had Jordan Gooden. Here's the thing last night. Here's another thing with Jordan Knott. Last night in the game, we were winning. We were winning big in the first quarter. Our starting five, we had Devin Booker, Jalen Green, Jordan Goodwin, Dillon Brooks, and Mark Williams. And, they were playing great. And I think we made maybe perhaps one substitution about 5 minutes in, but we were already winning by that point. And then I don't think the starting five really played all that much for the rest of the game. They didn't play all that much together for the rest of the game, that is. They didn't play all that much together for the rest of the game. And it was just so perplexing because that's the starting five that was playing good together, and, we don't get that lineup for the rest of the game. No, we don't. and it's just confusing as to hey, what's going on there? And it's a lot of Suns fans haven't been happy with what we're doing, and I'm not, I haven't been particularly happy with a lot of the lineups that have been presented recently. It's just some of it's just confusing. Some of it is, why are these guys in here right now? They're not what we need. Oso Ighodaro at center a lot of the times is questionable because, frankly, he's an undersized center who's not physically imposing in any way, really. And he gets a lot more minutes than a guy like, say, Kaman Malawach, who is infinitely taller. And Kaman Malawach, he's... the thing with Kaman Malawach is he's still... he still needs quite a lot of development, you could say. But from what we've seen of him, he's been great on the defensive end in a lot of cases. And, he can rebound the ball. He can, be physically imposing in the paint and go get them boards. And Oso Ighodaro, let's be honest... Oso Ighodaro's not that guy in the paint for a lot of the times. When Oso really scores, it comes off him starting at the top of the key. It doesn't. Oso Ighodaro's not a guy that, you have him in the paint. He's not going to really, he scores in the paint. That's where he scores, no doubt about it. But it doesn't come off of just like him dominating down in the paint. It comes off of, okay, he's going to do a little, hey, he's going to drive in. He's going to... He's gonna come in from the top of the key and dunk the ball or lay it up in some way, and that's really not what the Suns needed in a game like last night. But Jordan Knott didn't want to change it up. He didn't want to change it up, and that's really a big part of the problem. And he didn't really want to put in the defenders that this team needed. This team needed defense last night. They didn't put in Rasheer Fleming. They didn't put in Ryan Dunn, who might be 2 and 3 on the entire team in terms of best defenders, maybe even one. It's them two and Dylan Brooks, and Jordan Knott just put his hands up. Oh, what are you going to do? We're losing. We're not going to put in any other guys. We're not going to make substitutions. We're not going to change it up. We're not going to stick. We're not going to change the plan. We're going to stick to it even though it's not working. And that's really what a lot of the Suns' losses have come down to. Because I'm going to be completely honest, I don't care about injuries. I never blame a loss on, well, guess what? This team didn't have this player, because it doesn't matter. They're completely out of the question. You can't even use that as an excuse. If a player goes down mid-game, maybe. But like the Suns were playing their best basketball when their second best player, third best player, Jalen Green, wasn't playing. And it's not because, Jalen Green's playing now he's just thrown everything off. It's because it didn't matter who was playing. We were trying to find a way to win. We had the heart, the passion, the ambition, to win. And now we don't have that. And Jordan Knott's been making more and more questionable decisions. And, maybe it's just due to a lack of experience. Jordan Knott, I'm not going to criticize him as much as maybe some other people would. Granted, I would say we lost last night because he didn't really want to make any good rotations, but I'm not going to criticize him as much as a lot of people have, because granted, he is a rookie coach. All right. And whether he's fantastic in the first half of the season or not doesn't really matter to me. That he's, it doesn't really matter in terms of, okay, yes, he did that, but he is also still a rookie coach. He is still also going to make mistakes, and he is going into his first postseason as a head coach. So, I mean, it's not like I expect the Suns to just, win a championship this year, and if we don't, it's because, the coach doesn't know what he's doing. It's not like I'm expecting that. But, Jordan Knott, I do think, he's made some questionable decisions recently again. Rookie coach, not going to be that hard on him, or at least I'm not going to be as hard on him as a lot of other people have been on the internet. But the Suns, if they keep playing the way they've been playing, I don't even know if they probably won't win a playoff game if they keep playing how they've been playing. And, if they keep playing how they've been playing, they might not even make it out to play in.